I'd like to finish off with, so that's sort of the weaknesses in the question, assumptions, what does it take for granted, and really attacking those. Um, but I'd like to sort of take a moment really to finish off this first session by dwelling on mandate, because this is really the difficult term in the question. What is a mandate? I've said it's authority. So how is someone conferred authority to govern? They're literally in government, they're given the power written in the Constitution. Everybody is agreed upon a mandate, upon authority. So actually, it's quite intangible. So what I mean by that is it's impossible to put a finger on. It's impossible to hold a mandate. It's something that exists kind of in our minds and in the collective mind. Everybody is collectively in agreement that a particular government has authority to govern. And so it could, for instance, in Britain, we have an unwritten constitution that kind of declares the rules for governance and the authority of the elected power and of the monarch together in Parliament, through the House of Lords, sort of laying down in unwritten terms, through the existence of institutions, the Lords, the Parliament, the monarch, the cabinets, where power sits and who is conferred power. Whereas in countries like America and in 19th century Europe, as we will explore in a later session, written constitutions exist that literally lay these things down in concrete terms. Who is in power, how one person is given power, how many, it will lay down the terms of the election which it gives the political party power. But otherwise, how else do you claim authority through the mechanisms of government? We could argue that a mandate is perceptions. Perceptions of a mandate is what forms a mandate. Popular support, for instance. Let's not forget that in a democracy, popular support is what it is based on. A government cannot exist without support of its people. If a sizable minority are not getting their preferred party or candidate, that's already problematic, let alone if most people disagree. So therefore, we could particularly, ask ourselves, is a socially constructed mandate or a politically inscribed concrete one more important? All the sorts of questions which unravel from this. That's just to give you an idea of what mandate could mean. But let's not forget that with all these ambiguities, we do have a role to define them how we please. We can take, some of these words have a couple of definitions, a couple of ways of looking at them. We can explore the different ways, but we ultimately need to settle on how we choose to define them, because the way we define these words has very far-reaching implications for our argument. And that's the message I'd like to leave with you. Hopefully this session today has provided you with a lot of opportunity to think about all the nuances and all the complexities and all the questions which unravel from this particular question one from the junior competition, and has hopefully given you a better idea of what the question is getting at and the sorts of themes it's pushing you towards discussing.